You ready?
I'm ready.
Oh, yeah. Hey, everybody. It's about GD time show. It is February 27th, 2024. How you doing, GC?
I'm good, my brother. How are you?
I'm doing great, man.
Good. You know, this is strange, this new setup. I like it.
You like it?
You like it.
Yeah,
You like
switch around the table, man. We're farther away from each other.
I know it, man.
Yeah.
I miss you.
Do you really?
Yeah. Already.
Come on, man. Don't talk that smack already.
Really?
Hey, you excited
Is it too
about
early?
today? It's too early.
Yeah.
Too early in the morning.
Okay.
I mean, tomorrow it'll be too early in the morning when people are listening. So, hey, everybody, we got a great show for you today.
Oh, shit.
Here we have in the studio the guest that we did we actually leak what we were? No, we just had a special guest
No, I leaked it.
because we didn't know if he was coming.
Right.
Like said
I
he was
know this
coming.
guy. I know this
said
guy.
he
like,
was coming, but
Right.
do you know he's coming?
I know
That's what
him
she
like
said.
my own smell.
That's what she said.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm gonna let you introduce him. Go ahead.
Listen, everybody. Hey, you guys are in for a treat tonight because I got my guy, my brother, my main man, the Big Dookie.
He's my street name.
guy, Big Dookie, little brother. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Carlos Bocanegra.
Hey.
What the hell,
I
man?
know, right? Look. It's about GD time. I've been on this show. What, this is the 5th episode or something, and you wait all this time? Please.
This is our 5th season.
This is your 5th season?
See, yeah.
Oh, man. Look, hold on just a second before we start. Let me go ahead and... See, that's the thing is that no one, and if anybody's like watching us or hearing us, I just picked up my I needed to lock my car. Look, you don't know where we're at. Seriously, no joke. Like there was a homeless man that came up to me. Look, we don't even have homeless people here. You got bums.
Yeah.
There's unhoused.
Look at these.
There are homeless, and then down here they got bums.
This is the dungeon, baby. Where you think you were coming?
That was my brother.
That was your brother?
Yeah.
Asking me for
That
money?
was my brother. He's here every Monday. The hell?
Yeah, talk
Anyway.
about my family.
Yeah, look. Well, thank you for having me.
Hey,
And-
man, thank you for coming,
And
bro.
let me tell you about this setup. Look, there you go. My neck is going to be hurting because you got the guest in the middle where I have to look at both of you.
Yeah.
Look, that is because we had another guest that was like, hey, well, there's only one other guest. And he's like, why am I not in the middle? Like, I'm
Right.
the guest. I'm the focal point. So
Look,
I'm like,
I don't
you know
what
what
kind of stuff you got
And
going
look,
on over here.
I don't want you to think of me as the host. I'm not the host, man. I'm just the sound guy,
Oh, I knew
the
that.
camera guy, the lighting guy, the most of the time alcohol guy. Not tonight alcohol guy.
No.
The fire guy. I got the girlfriend who's the bookcase girl. Anyway, the point is, you can talk to GC. most
Oh,
of the
yeah,
time.
I was
because it is like
look.
kind of like whiplash, right?
Yeah, it is. I mean, that's it.
See, you're always looking at the camera, man.
You'll be
so-
all right. Yeah,
I don't know,
just
looking
look
in the
up.
middle. There you
And
go.
then
There you go.
Don't look at us. Just look straight ahead. Cut your-
These are the people that matter.
yeah, exactly. You know,
Please.
yeah.
No, so, yeah. They
Hey,
got,
man.
and they gave me like a, what is this? This is like, what is it? Cognac? This is what is this?
Con-
It's rum.
con- pour that shit back in the bottle.
know,
Pour
right?
that
You got-
shit
Hold
back
on,
in the
I'll
bottle.
put it back in the bottle. Here you go.
Also, wait a second. He's not even messing around. He's like, this shit is like maple
This is some
syrup.
bullshit.
What
No,
is
this is all right. You know, this is.
Have you tasted
this
it?
ain't Club Shay Shay like grade.
Oh, no.
Look,
He's like, this is
no.
like Wild Irish Rose. Out
This
of
is,
the,
I know
out of the
exactly. When you got
7-Eleven.
Mad Dog 2020 that you.
You know what? There used to be dead flies in the empty bottles in my neighborhood. In Mad Dog 2020 and Wild Irish Rose, there were dead flies in there. So that tells you.
That the flies can't even drink it.
And you know what they play in.
Yeah, man. That stuff's like, what was it, like rotted cherries fermented in?
Yeah.
Roses.
And it's like
obviously roses, right?
450 proof.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Something like that. I
And
drank
you-
that
but-
one time.
But if you mix it with Kool-Aid,
Tasty.
What?
Tasty.
it's amazing. And Thunderbird. What if?
All right, so wait, look.
Okay, all right.
You know what I wasn't able to have back in the day? Now, hold on. I know that you're going to say something important, but I got something really stupid to say,
Nothing
obviously.
important, man. Go ahead.
So, were you around when Ripple was around? Because I've always wanted to try Ripple.
Ripple.
Yes,
That's
Ripple.
the Sanford and Son.
That's
Sanford
where I
and
got
Son.
it from Sanford and Son. I was a massive Sanford and Son fan when I was growing up.
Right.
And he always talk about Ripple and Mint Chipple and whatever. I was like,
Yeah.
man, I got to try this when I get older. And then it was gone.
Yes.
But you from the Ripple age.
I am from the Ripple age. Ripple,
hell does that mean, man?
Thunderbird,
You're
Mad Dog 2020. Yes.
So
that's
what was
me.
Ripple like? What?
Who's
I
the
wasn't
host?
that old, man. You know?
Who's the host?
Like, yeah, that was one of the bottles I used to see on the ground walking through the neighborhood with the dead flies in it. So yeah, I'm good.
Then it must have been good if it got dead flies in it.
Oh
Look.
man, yeah. But the bums wouldn't be dead.
I know exactly.
Yeah.
The bums. Yeah.
They're like, yeah. So hey,
Anyway,
once again, thank you for being here.
Oh no,
tonight,
thank
my
you guys
guy.
for having me. Thank you. This is it's a treat because I've never heard of you guys. I haven't watched any of your shows, so it's a treat so
God,
far.
man, it's getting worse. He doesn't like the. He doesn't like the. He doesn't like the freaking liquor, man. He comes in here, starts asking you, starts saying, "Hey, old man, what's that ripple taste
like?
like?
Yeah,
That
yeah, I know.
ancient liquor."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Hey, this is a treat. I've never heard of you, fucking Joe
yeah.
Blows." By the way, everybody, come to my famous bar in town. See you next
Anyway.
Saturday.
And on your way. And so basically, hey, David, it was basically like, kill yourself.
Right. Well, yeah. I mean, I got the rafters up here.
Exactly.
We're just gonna
Thank you for inviting me to your little show. No, I appreciate it.
No, this is
seriously,
fucking
I'm
awesome. This is
messing with
fucking
it.
awesome.
I
Let's keep
appreciate it.
going. Yeah, this is
Oh, yeah.
great. No, so Carlos,
Yeah.
GC would like to ask you a question.
What is this, like a job interview?
I totally forgot what I was going to say, man. I had a good one a minute ago.
So anyway,
I know
So
this is going to
anyway.
be. But, what people may not know about this cat sitting to my left is that he's not only a astute businessman, but he's an
astute
amazing,
or a stoop?
a schnook.
All right, go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah. He's a damn good musician on top of that.
Yeah.
And
I
so
watched the
what
stuff.
he does, and what I wanted to ask him, since he, this guy plays all over the world, so, and with his band, so we wanted to bring him here to talk about the state of music in Winston-Salem. Locally, how do you feel about it? Is it improving? Do we got, why can't we get Dave Matthews here? All that good stuff.
Well,
so
I can tell you about the Dave Matthews thing. The reason why we haven't had him is because Winston-Salem has good taste, and so.
Oh.
hey,
You know that dude.
Cut his mic.
You know that
Cut his
dude.
mic,
You know
man.
that dude took a dump on a bunch of people.
He
right?
did.
In
I was
Chicago.
proud. And it went in the river.
Did you hear about this?
No.
Yeah, it went
Yeah,
into
yeah.
Chicago. Yeah.
What are
so-
you talking about?
so-
Actual dump?
Oh, absolutely. So
Yeah.
like they
Yeah.
unloaded. He unloaded his bus. His tour bus unloaded all of the what is it, the tank, the
Tank.
septic
Yeah.
tank that they had there into the Chicago River, and there were people sightseeing on a boat, and it just dumped all over them. They got Dave Matthews shit all over them.
Did he
Hey,
time this shit so that like
I
as they
don't
go
know.
by?
I'm sure he did.
But here's the thing. You tell that. Now, you've been saying that for years.
And it's true.
I know it's true. And he paid restitution for whatever. But I don't see what the problem is.
Oh, what's the restitution
did
for
you
getting
just-
shit on?
I was gonna say,
Like,
what's the
how
problem?
much is that?
What's the problem? I mean, I don't.
Look, I don't know what you're doing next Saturday or what you do with your Saturday nights where it's just like, what's the problem?
I mean, it's Dave Matthews. If it was me, you, and David, that'd probably be an issue. But
Oh,
it's
so you
Dave
saying
Matthews.
that? Look, my ish worth money too.
Okay,
Please.
all right. So getting back to
Anyway, all right, the state of music.
So we can't get Dave Matthews because
There's a risk.
there's a risk that
involved.
he's going to shit on people in the Muddy River.
I tell you what, there are worse things those people could have been subjected to.
His music.
Yeah. For some people, and here's the thing about
Ripple.
Here's the thing about Dave Matthews, motherfucker. Here's the thing about Dave Matthews. Either you love that guy or you hate him.
I don't know if that's totally true.
Oh,
man.
yeah.
There are a lot of people who are indifferent, and indifference is way worse than hate, man.
It is. It's
Just like-
anything you
like
do.
when somebody comes onto your show and they're like, "I never fucking heard of your show." Indifference, man.
Hell yeah.
Look, don't make me turn my seat around
I
and
know
really
that's
focus
like,
on
but
you
see,
now.
we got this.
You got
What is? We gotta invest in some better fucking arms, man. Because look at this
Look at
thing.
this,
This
look
thing
at
is like right in between us, man. I mean,
It's
but
a-
hey,
I
let's
see
just
this
keep
is gonna
it.
be a
Because I'm
long
like,
fucking
I'm
show.
reaching around.
Did the homeless
around
man
his
outside
arm.
sell you this?
Yeah, his name is Mike. No, I'm kidding. I love my brother Mike. I'm gonna have to cut that shit so I don't offend him. All right, I don't edit. Keep going.
All right, dog.
so anyway, sorry,
tell
go
us about it, man. And here's the thing. It used to be years ago that you can go to just about any night spot downtown Winston and just see this, these live ass bands.
So yeah, that's the thing is that so Winston-Salem has gone through a lot of cultural changes, especially when it comes to downtown. When you're talking about downtown, right?
Yeah.
So, we're really Monstercade, my club, which is on the south side of town. We're not in downtown. We're about 2 minutes away from downtown.
Right.
We're a product of all of those clubs that you're talking about and that music scene that used to be downtown back in the 90s. Because remember, back in the 80s, there used to be like block parties and stuff like that. Carolina Fest back in the day. Now, I was a young kid, so I don't remember a lot of that unless my mom brought me there. You probably remember more than I do.
Yes.
But so Muter had that other festival downtown, didn't she have like something for that? There was a you stupid. We were talking about somebody that used to run an AM station, and she would put it on block parties in the 80s. AAA, that's right, AAA radio station. So, I know my Winston-Salem history.
I know.
So back when I was growing up in the 90s, of course, there was places like Ziggy's and Beatty's and Helen Box and all those places, right? Yeah. But also downtown, you had a lot of the other punk clubs that were a lot more underground because downtown in the 90s, early 90s, late 80s, it was scary.
It was.
Yeah,
Trade
Street meant.
You both said Trade Street.
Yeah, no joke. Pablo's and stuff like that, those clubs.
Dude, I knew Pablo.
Yeah, well, you knew Frank and Pablo.
Whoever, yeah.
I don't know where Pablo is nowadays.
Some other state, man.
Yeah, there was a whole thing.
He has a crazy different scene. So what's different now?
Like so that's the thing is that, and the Cranky's Kids came in, right? And so we're pretty much a direct, I don't want to say direct because I wasn't part of that crew, but I really admired them, right? Because the Cranky's crew came in, they bought that building that is now Cranky's,
right?
And they basically lived in an artist commune.
Yes,
that
I remember.
Dilapidated building in a bad part of town. They even bought a bus, converted it into an oil-based bus, so they could go on tour with vegetable oil.
Right,
and they did. They made a short documentary. It's on YouTube. It's pretty crazy.
Well, I know what I'm watching tonight.
It was pretty wild. So like they would bring in shows from like these bands that were super underground. And we would go to these shows back when like my first years in college and stuff like that. And this is right when they were just getting into the coffee scene. So we kind of took up that mantle, and then there was a couple of little things that happened. Cranky's, of course, had shows then, and then that whole block, there was a record store called Reanimator, which my friend Anthony ran, and then there was a vampire, right where Fair Witness is, there was a vampire club. It was just basically a bar called the Black Lodge. Oh, yeah.
A vampire club.
It was Black Lodge, and what you would do, you get tipped in like drugs. That's basically, it was just a drug den. Sorry guys, it's gone. It's gone now. What? But I love it.
Damn.
Yeah, it was no joke because like that's how I cut my teeth. Is that like if you could make it in that bar, if you could like bartend there or work there and like not get completely screwed up, and because I mean everybody there was on drugs. No joke. All the drug dealers would hang out there. You would hang out. That you would shut the blinds at 2 a.m. and there would be parties that went on all night until like 6 a.m., 7 a.m. in the morning. People would OD there. You would throw them, no joke. People would throw OD there, and you would take them out of the bathroom and put them on the street corner and shut the doors and like just leave and leave them on the street corners and call the cops.
What is this Winston-Salem, man?
Oh, dude,
I grew up in the burbs, man.
Nah, man, this is Winston-Salem. This is OG Winston-Salem. I'm telling like the stories right now, but like people know it.
So it was like worse than Hellenbach?
Oh yeah, no joke.
You remember that, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Helen Box that was on that was near the Coliseum.
Yeah.
So this is back in like the 90s. Like you grew up around the same time as me.
No, I'm talking about Black Lodge was 7 years ago, 8 years ago.
I could have gotten the good shit 7 years ago.
Well, it's Fair Witness now. Fair Witness like took over that era.
Are they the same type of people?
Oh no! It's a complete run by the books. The guys that run it, Blake and Tim, are great guys. They're awesome.
Actually, I've been to Fair Witness. They got good drinks.
Yeah, they got good drinks, good dudes. But no, they can tell you stories too if you go over and ask them stuff. But like, so that's where I cut my teeth because again, it's kind of like New York City or LA. If you can make it there, if you can make it at the Black Lodge,
right,
and like make money and like because again, it was just wild. The owner was kind of just he wasn't around. And
Well,
you just got to fend for yourself. It was wild.
Well, let me ask you this then. Since supposedly the city of Winston-Salem is supposed to be the city of the arts, right? Why don't they promote that more, like live bands? I know they do like the outside thing on Thursday afternoon, but that's jazz. Now that has, Sarah and I happened to, when we were living downtown at the Lofts, we happened to visit that one night, and it was a good, crowd. But I'm just talking about these up and coming musicians. This is not.
So that's what I'm going to go to. Like, so we had all of that. We had all of these great venues that would take chances and bring in these acts. And we're talking about acts that like were nobodies and they had to start someplace, right? Mm-hmm. And they were a little bit off the beaten path. They were a little bit strange. But Cranky's, Reanimator especially, and there would be shows at Black Lodge too, would take in a lot of these more avant-garde acts. And then when everything kind of changed, when Cranky's went to become a restaurant, and they took out the stage and everything of the sort, which I understand because, I mean, like, who is going to want to listen to a noise artist at 9 p.m. while they're
wait a minute. You remember that shit you took me to?
Which one?
Did I take it over? She was wearing a football helmet and beating on a trash can.
Oh, I probably did. We probably went to the...
So he took me to.
So, if for anybody that hasn't heard already, I don't think we've even gone this. Me and Gary have known each other for like 20 years. We've known each other. We've been like BFFs for a long time.
Yes.
So yeah, I've taken him like a lot of crazy places throughout the years. But yeah, no, that stuff went down. So anyway, when all of those places closed, then therein lied the opportunity to kind of fill that vacuum.
Right.
So Monstercade came along, and we're in our 7th year now. So we've been around for a while.
There's the plug. There's the plug.
And that's the plug. Finally, I know. We're getting to it. We're getting to it.
We circled around.
I've given everybody props. I've given the circle jerk, and now it's my turn to shine. It's basically how this runs. So look, I know how business is. Business is business. They're gonna be like, "Oh, thank you for giving me a shout out." I'm like, "Got you."
Yeah, I got you. Was she wearing a bra?
So yeah, MK does more shows. Monstercade does more shows in the Triad than any other club. No joke. We are 15 to 20 dates, musical dates, a month. That is three bands a night, 3 band bills a night, 15 to 20 times. That doesn't even count our comedy nights. Our comedy nights happen every Monday, which are extremely popular. They're happening right now. It's guaranteed pack room. And so it's just nuts. So like we do more shows than anybody, except for we're like comparable to like the Milestone in Charlotte and some other places in Raleigh. But dude, we're
the
trying.
Orange Peel.
Well, the Orange Peel doesn't even do as much as we do.
Oh, really?
No.
Good deal, man.
Well, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work, but it's great because that shows that the scene still can support itself. Like there is a scene here. After COVID, we were super worried because a lot of the old guard, including my bands, right, they kind of fell off because we all reassessed our lives after COVID, trying to figure out what it was that we wanted to do with our lives, what was worth it and what wasn't anymore. A lot of people, music doesn't pay the bills. Music is kind of a drag, but you got to love it.
Yeah,
you got to do
really
it.
Have to, yeah.
So I looked you up.
Yeah,
because I had never heard of you.
I'd never heard of you before.
You got
I
was like, who the fuck is that?
This guy coming on my
Who's
show?
on my show?
I've had 5 episodes
drinking my fucking liquor. Telling me it tastes like
in my
Ripple.
basement, please.
In my basement.
Yeah.
No, so I did look you up, and so it looked like the last album or the last official music video on Bocanegra Music. YouTube.com. Check it out, Bocanegra Music. See what I did for you right there?
Hey, there we go.
So there
this
you go.
is why I like being on the show. I'll be in there next week.
So I'm listening to it, and it was first thing I noticed was the date. That it was, so I guess that's like it's hard to keep pumping out new music and new music videos. And by the way, the music videos are pretty badass, especially in 2013.
Oh yeah, thanks. Yeah, no, there was a pro shot in Peru. So like, you kind of touched on this, and that's interesting that we're talking about Bocanegra because Bocanegra was inactive from 2014. We had like a blowout on stage. It was a whole rock and roll type thing. We've done a lot of rock and roll stuff.
A blowout.
Did you take the drums and?
Yep, exactly.
No,
come on. You talking about like Eagles?
And there were
like when Glenn Fry and the the guy playing the guitar, he talked shit about him, and then he ran off stage. And
oh no,
was it like
we were
that dramatic?
And there was attorneys involved. Like seriously, no joke.
Man.
Our band was at that point where we were all about to sue each other, and because seriously, it was a bad tour. We had packed out, and that year, 2014, we did a theater tour, and each one of the shows had sold out, and we still weren't making any money. I was still going in the hole, thousands of dollars. And the reason why is that the guarantees that the new booker, who was somebody's cousin, and we agreed to doing this, they booked like shows, and our guarantees were way too low for our production costs. So I was losing thousands of dollars each night, even though we were selling out every one of them. It was ridiculous. And so we had a breaking point, and we did a final show. Can't even tell the story, but we did a final show. It was in a plaza that had a ton of, it was like an outdoor mall, right? And so our management was like, hey, let's do this one show that is going to be a thank you to everybody. It's just a free show. So we were like, okay, well, we'll do it. And like 3,000.
Free?
Yeah, well, it was like a thank you, whatever. And like, they were trying to kind of, I guess make us feel better or something to have another big crowd to come out. I don't understand it, but I'm sure that they convinced us somehow. And so there was like 3,000 people that show up, right? And the drummer had been missing cues every single night. And God bless him, because I love him. Josue is amazing. He's an amazing drummer, but he was about to have his first kid. And so he was on tour with us, and like obviously his headspace is not there. His brain is just someplace else. Sure. He's missing cues all the time. After every show, me and the bassist are bringing him to the side and like, dude, you missed this song, you missed this song, you missed this cue. Right. And he's like, I know, I'm sorry. And what do you need to help with? Oh, I need more practice. Okay, that night we have more practice. And what, you missed the cues again. I'm sorry. I just couldn't hear my monitors. Okay, turn the monitors up. Next night, same thing, just always something. And at the very night, that last night, again, it's like 3,000, 4,000 people, which is a good sized crowd. But for us, it was kind of a smaller crowd at that time. So
I had all the fans. Fans. Yeah,
well, this is in South America.
That's a small. Actually, yeah.
America.
I mean,
this is not in the United
pretty,
States.
It sounds like it's pretty kicking, though, man.
It was. We were kicking back in the day a lot.
Well, wait a minute. So, did you turn into this turn into the police thing? Like
I don't know
Sting
the police thing.
and Stuart Copeland, where your drummer had to set up the cymbal so he couldn't see you because you were.
No, we loved each other, but we did. And my bassist at the time was basically not going on stage without like a fifth of Jack. Like he had it done like in the backstage, like he was pounding it, right. Like no joke. So we did this show, and I remember he missed a couple cues, and there used to be video of this online, where I just like after about 3 songs, I'm like, oh, that's it, you missed a cue, I'm out, bye, have a good night,
so
and
just take off.
Try to get off, and then you see people come back and like, hey, come on, you got to play the show, like this you got to just do another song, it's cool. So the bassist like comes over and is like, yeah, we'll just do it, man, come on. All right, cool, we do it. Misses another cue. By that time, the bassist is like pissed. So he like starts toppling over things. He's going over and like he's just taking his bass and like just the drummer's still playing, and he's like, the cymbals are like going all over the place. Awesome. He's kicking in this thing. He still plays though, and we just throw everything and we're just like, all right, good night. And this
so
guy
that's the one time the drummer decided that he was going to keep playing.
And he kept playing. Yeah. He totally did. We walk off stage, go backstage, and this is great. So like I just told this story recently. This is crazy that I'm telling it again. But like so we go backstage, and of course like there's a yelling match, and like I'm never playing with you guys again, and everybody's screaming at each other. Like this tour sucked, and we're never doing this again, because we'd been on road. We'd be on the road for like, it'd be easy to do 2 months on, then like 2 weeks off, then another 2 months on, 2 weeks off. And for a newish band, that's right. A lot. That's a lot to kind of like take in, and you're doing it for years on end. So we're screaming at each other. Meanwhile, you hear the applause of like the crowd turn into boos really quickly. And so the management was really scared that like there was going to be a riot, and they were like, oh, we're going to be financially responsible for all this damage that's outside, because this is like in an outdoor mall. This is like a high-end outdoor mall. And so I saw this once in my life. I've seen it. I didn't believe that this trope was true, but it is. They went up to these kids, and these kids had a new band, and they really were they had begged to open a show for Bocanegra. And they were like huge fans of ours and all this other stuff. And this was the one time that we signed off on it because it was a free show. We were like, okay, it's a free show. This is your hometown. Cool. Yeah, you guys can open the show. They were like seriously 19 years old. The management goes up to them and they're sitting on a couch and they're just watching everything like melt. You know, they're one of their favorite band, as they said. Like we're fighting and screaming at each other and saying, we're going to sue you. Like, that's it. Like, how dare you? You almost killed me with a cymbal.
Having a hissy fit.
And yeah, we're being real rock and rollers, right? Yeah. And the management goes up and is like, you got to get back on stage. And these kids are like, they're like, what? We already played the set. And like, listen to me. If you don't get back on that stage, and right now, I swear, this band is through, and any of your other bands that you try to start is done. I will make sure you never play again. And like, yeah, they took it, and I was mortified, but still at the same time, I'm yelling at my bandmates. So I had other problems. But I saw the kids, and they were just like, okay. And like, they go back up on stage, and you hear people even boo louder. I'm like, I'm out. I got a taxi. I was out of there. And like,
oh, you left?
Yeah, I left. Everybody left. We all got on our taxis and we were out.
So the first time they get to open the show, they get to close the show.
They got they got an education in rock and roll. Right. That was rock and roll education. And seriously, if you can cut your teeth on that stuff, dude, seriously, you're cut out for it.
So yeah.
So we didn't do it from 2014. That was basically...
I was going to say, yeah, so apparently that's why there are no music videos after 2014.
Well, no.
That was a really long... So I heard you. So the last video I saw was 2030. Yeah, the band broke up.
No, we didn't break up. So it was actually
so the band just didn't want to play anymore. Well, no, I don't know. I'm just saying that was a really good long answer.
Well, yeah, there you go.
And from the two guys who said I want a 30-minute show, I get the text. That was a 17-minute answer.
I told you,
Carlos.
I told you that's it. Look, I'm giving you gold here.
Would you like some more Ripple?
No.
That's what we're serving here, and that's how we get them to talk.
Give me hand out the brown bag.
I know.
Look.
I know, because Carlos was like, yeah, I got to be out of here, guys. It's like, he's like texting people as we're opening, and then look at this. Now we get in the 17-minute. Look, see, Ripple gets it happening.
Look. Let me show you how to do. This is the way that you open this.
Oh yeah.
Trying to unscrew the cap.
Should I get out the lighter so we can remelt the wax?
Oh yeah, return it.
Yeah.
Burn it. When's it burning?
All right, there you go.
Thank you, brother.
No, that was a good answer. It's interesting.
Well, no, that's the thing is we didn't break up. What we did is my guitarist at the time, our touring guitarist, Yero, smart guy. He's brilliant. And in fact, he's a psychologist. So he got management together and stated, hey, because management, of course, was trying to hold this thing together. Like my drummer got an attorney, everything. Like we were ready to go. Like we didn't talk to each other for like a week or two. They kind of left us alone. But he did get an attorney. He was ready to do it, like get for royalties because we were making money. We were making a pretty good amount of money off of stuff. I mean, we were on MTV. Like we had charted. We had 4 top 40 singles in Peru.
What?
So yeah. Like,
what?
We were doing this. It was right before streaming.
Why are you here doing our show, man?
Well, I'll get into it.
Yeah,
I'll get into it. So that's the thing is that he was smart because like he basically went to our management and stated, if you guys can get them in a room and just with a counselor, I think if we could do a mediation with them. And so he was real cool. He was like super hippie as well as like a psychologist, and he talked to each one of us and was like, "Hey man, just chill, man. It's cool. Like, let's just go on and talk." So that movie, the Metallica Some Kind of Monster, dude, that thing, if you've never seen it, it's great because it truly is what being in a working band is like, because they go through mediation and you learn a lot about like how that process is because you think about it, you are married to this person. Right. Like seriously, these guys like they're your troops, they're your comrades.
Oh yeah.
And just like you guys have this cool artistic thing that's going on right now.
Before the divorce.
Just before
you heard Gary said we're done with this shit.
No, but think about it. Like if this thing grows to like a point where obviously you not only do it because it's fun, but also it's financially beneficial. Right. Then you are locked into something that you may not like Gary sometimes. And believe me, I know. There's a lot not to like there.
Oh, tell me more. No,
please.
kidding. Keep going.
So, but that's the thing is that you're married to him because you're locked into contracts as well as like it's beneficial to you in a different way. So you may come to a point where you may have to get a counselor. You may have to get somebody to help you mediate through some of these issues so that way the machine can continue to move.
Well, let me ask you this question. Why is it that you don't see a lot of R&B artists coming out of Winston-Salem, like hip hop, R&B? This is the trade for.
Yeah, that's
You see what I'm saying? Why are we not seeing that? Why? You see a lot of folk music, jazz.
yeah, and that goes to all right. So Monstercade does do a good amount of hip hop shows, especially. So my heart's in this. Like, not to put that story aside, but obviously we didn't break up. I can put the bookmark in that. We didn't break up. We did a mediation session, decided not to like continue on for a while, that we were just going to kind of take a break. That break turned into years. We are just now starting back up. Bocanegra just started up like maybe 2 months ago with some new members, and I was improved just talking to old members.
I was I guess confused because I saw on Facebook posts, but then
It's
I went
brand
to
new.
YouTube. Okay, all
Yeah,
right.
it's brand new. So like we were playing a show on April 15th. There's my plug. We're doing a show at April 15th. It's been great, and we were doing new material, and we're all extremely happy. So all right, mark on to Bocanegra. So to your question about R&B and hip hop stuff, there is a good, vibrant scene, and it is underground, and you're seeing it more at house shows. So in order for it to get to the point where the mainstream kind of is familiar with it, and a lot of these artists are becoming household names, obviously clubs like my own will have to start taking some chances and booking these people, and booking them maybe with, as booking goes, with an artist that may be a little bit more recognizable.
Sure. To bring them in before you bring in the acts that people are not more familiar with.
Yeah, and so there is. I was just happy about this. I went to go see a band called Twin Temple in Charlotte at the Fillmore, or the Underground. Yeah, Fillmore Underground. And it was wild because I was at the urinal, and I'm looking at, as one does, whatever flyers right in front of your face.
Story where Chris Cornell didn't wash his hands.
Oh, I got a story about that. So, and there on that flyer of upcoming events is Tia Corinne. Tia Corinne got her start at Monstercade. Like, she was underground, and one of her first shows, like out and doing a real club, was at Monstercade, and now she's killing it. She was on Coachella. She got on stage at Coachella.
Wow.
Like, she's no joke going to make it. She's right there at that cusp, and she's a hip hop artist that is just incredible. If you've never heard her, she's really good. But she shot her music video at Monstercade during the pandemic for a song, I think Avril Lavigne. But yeah, so it is there. The underground hip hop community, as well as the
why is it the underground hip hop community? Why is it not just the hip hop community? Like, you have artists like, oh my God, Yebba. You know what I mean? You have these. I don't know if you're familiar with her. She's a R&B artist, a white female out of Arkansas, and she is amazing. And she's not getting a lot of play. So, I'm thinking we may have the next Yebba or, that the artist you just mentioned here.
Yeah.
But they're just not getting the.
So there are, and I'm telling you, like, they're in the R&B world and the hip hop community, they're insular, right? That's what I've noticed. But they are super active. There is a troupe. They basically will unite with each other a lot of times. Like if they're part of that genre. For instance, Steady Hyperactive. They're a troupe that like have evolving members, or a revolving door of members, better said, evolving and revolving. But like they play Monstercade all the time with like new artists that they bring in. They're really, really good. Steady Hyperactive in Winston-Salem, and I wanted to give a shout out also to Wally C, Ocean Grin, and Ghosty. They've started their own troupe too. And there's another hip hop artist out of Charlotte that's killing it, Austin Royale, who has teamed up with like a punk band, and he's doing like a punk hip hop fusion. Super cool. Also, there's another band, Lucid Amethyst, out of Greensboro, that are kind of melding hip hop and or R&B with like dream pop and shoegaze, which is a new type of genre. It's not a new type of genre, but for this area, it kind of is. Other than like the Velt. Shout out to the Velt. I love those guys. But yeah. So anyway, it's vibrant and it is there, but it's going to take clubs that aren't just. It's weird because they'll play places. A lot of hip hop artists and R&B places will play like a hookah bar, and that's where they can get booked. Right. And that's kind of sad because I think that they get a bad rap with a lot of the major clubs because they don't want to deal with riffraff or people that like there may be some stigma that they have in their brains about like, oh, there's going to be graffiti or there's going to be
bullshit that comes with it.
Yeah, exactly. Or there's going to be gun violence or something like that, which I think is antiquated in a lot of sense because
Sure.
I know these people personally and like obviously they're all not only super talented artists, but they're also really genuinely really good people. And we haven't had any problems with them. So like we're doing our part on the South Side.
Exactly. But the city needs to do more.
Do you mean my city taxes should do more to promote?
Shit.
Well, when you
Here
say
we
the
go.
city, I never know
Here
what the
we
fuck
go.
you're
Here
talking
we go.
about. Because is it the Arts Council you mean? Do you mean the mayor joined should do more for R&B hip hop artists?
Well,
do you mean
yeah.
that Monstercade private business owners need to do more? Like, what do you mean by the city?
I think it's a combination of all of those factors that comes in. If you hold yourself out to be the city of the arts, right?
Which is about
you
pottery
need to
from the
support
Moravians.
that. Come again?
If Moravians, pottery.
And
How do you say
it's
that?
a cabal.
Pottery.
Pottery.
Moravians, they're the ones that got that name. We just kept it.
Right.
Just kept it.
But you see what I'm saying? Now,
I do.
In your genre, you do the theater,
Go
right?
watch it.
You
Watch
do
it. Don't
theater.
you say it, man.
You do
Don't you
theater.
say it. I don't.
But
you
what I'm
say
talking
it.
about
In my jazz
outside of
hands
that-
music.
Oh, I wasn't going to go there.
My choir boy
You did
music.
it. You did it.
Yeah, well,
You
I just
did
got the text
From whom?
from Sarah, your wife. From Sarah, your wife. Jazz hands. They always accuse me of doing jazz hands. I did one freaking show with him where I had to end a move like this, and they said I was doing jazz hands.
And that
Not
wasn't
true.
the problem.
But anyway, the point is, what do you mean by that? Because you ask him a very specific question, and he says, look, my business is doing a lot. We're going to be doing this.
But
I
I'm
feel
talking
like-
about the city of Winston-Salem.
But
That's what we're talking about.
Who do you mean, the city? What is the city to you?
The city, as far as business owners, you're talking about city government that promotes the fact that we are the city of the arts. Okay, when they proclaim themselves to be the city of the arts, what's the first thing they do? They move the little theater out because they couldn't get the funds.
Well, that was
to
the
stay.
Arts Council.
Exactly.
So I'll tell you, I got an answer for you. It's the Arts Council. You're exactly right, which you just hit. But the Arts Council has been expanding a lot because I've noticed, now this was one of my major complaints when Monstercade first started, because again, we pride ourselves on being ground zero for anything that's artistic or anything that's off the beaten path. Definitely happens at Monstercade. Anything that was interesting in the city for a long period of time happened at MCade. That was it. Law, no one could dispute that, right? Sure. But the Arts Council has been spending money and we're taking chances with a lot of newer generation, and some of their ideas. There's a new place called the Dose Collective, and they've actually got a brick and mortar place downtown on Trade Street where they have allowed artists of all genres to kind of come together and jam together. A lot of hip hop artists and R&B artists are starting to go there. Good. But before, you're exactly right, 100%. The Arts Council, like, one thing that like really made me so angry is like the Arts Council or whoever came up with like arts for art's sake. Yes. Like I wanted to like strangle whoever. Would it take you 5 minutes to come up with that slogan? That slogan's terrible for somebody that's or for a city that's supposedly like, you know, writing on the back of art. We should be expanding minds. We should be breaking barriers and things of this sort.
But they allowed a mural to be painted on the side of the street. I mean, Broad Street. Does that not make it a
do you remember that?
Arts? I mean,
do you remember that whole debacle? We took that mural when they took the mural down by remember that whole thing? That whole
wait, which one? The one?
Which one?
The Wake Forest one with the money bags. It was done by Nico. Shout out to him because he's a great artist too. But he did a mural for the Arts Council, or not for Arts Council. I think it was for can't remember if the Arts Council actually was
Or
paying
the city?
them. It was the city. It was somebody that was involved in it.
Okay.
But he did a representation of what he saw how the city was going. He drew a demon deacon with the money bags looking evil, because it was a statement against Wake Forest buying a lot of low income properties and displacing people.
Oh,
So whoever was running that mural got pissed, and it was a massive debacle. It was all in the newspapers and everything of the sort. This was about like 3 years ago.
Oh, man, that was recent.
And they made him paint over it. They made him go out there. The City of the Arts made an artist that would paint over something that was not lewd. It was not lewd. It was a statement against like what he saw as sprawl, right? By a big corporation, because Wake Forest is a corporation. All these
sure
things.
is.
So that's the thing is that, and we took that artist and brought him to Monstercade, and now that mural that he had to paint over now is on the side of our building.
It's all connecting the dots now.
Yeah, because absolutely. So we, there was Art for Art's Sake is AFAS, and so that's their abbreviations or whatever. We held a giant rally it wasn't with housing. It was Housing for Better Neighborhoods. It was one of those organizations I can't remember really right off the top of my head, but we called it AFFS for Art for Fuck's Sake, and did a massive campaign and stuff like that because we were so mad at the city for doing it.
Right.
Because that's the thing is it's infuriating to live in the city of the arts when they, and again, it wasn't
That's
lewd.
what I've
It
been
was
saying.
not lewd. And artists, that's what artistry is about. Art to me is, it's not a brass chicken that somebody came up with that they're selling on Trade Street. Right? Art is supposed to make you feel. It's supposed to make you think. It's supposed to make you understand the world in a different way. That is what true art and effective art does. There is a reason why in your dentist office, in your doctor's office, that they put up Ansel Adams
Ansel
pictures.
Adams.
I love Ansel Adams. Ansel Adams is an amazing photographer, right?
Yeah.
But it is so overused that it makes you feel nothing. There is a reason why there are paintings of ducks up there. Now, is that art? I would say that that's craft. There are some artist things in there, but that's craft. Now, are we the arts of crafts? I mean, the city of crafts or the city of the arts? Because art is supposed to make you think.
Well, it's funny that you say that, yeah.
But everybody's interpretation of art is different.
It is.
Because you can't just go to a gallery, fart in a fan, and think that's art. That's not art.
That is art.
But it could be to somebody. But I think that there's a universal thing. I think that there probably is a universal understanding of what the difference between art and craft is. Because you can be, and I would say that great art sometimes is a mix between the two. It doesn't have to be completely artistic where it's difficult to understand. Art and craft kind of go together. But for me personally, I like that intersection between the two. Because if it's too artistic, it's too difficult to understand. For instance, like a noise album, like the girl with the football helmet that we were talking about that I took you to. You don't understand that. That's hard for me to understand.
I don't understand it.
I don't.
Did you
understand? No, I don't. I didn't understand. That's what I'm saying. The artistic side is too much. It's too difficult for the audience to understand. There may be some people that get it, obviously. But then the same thing with the craft side is just that's when you start getting brass chickens and like, oh, that would look good with my knick-knacks.
Right,
okay.
right.
No one's looking at your knick-knacks.
My dooflotchies.
Yeah, you're my dooflotchies, and is that art?
Nah.
There's just kind of fill space. It's kind of there to fill space.
But do we sound like old? Okay, let me pose this question to you guys, David and Carlos. Do we sound like old guys now? Because we're like, well, what's art and what's not? Because a lot of people, when NWA, for example, came out and they were saying these lewd things on the radio, a lot of people said, well, that's not art. That's just a bunch of dudes cursing on a tape.
But they were saying it's
That's
pretty
bullshit.
crafty the way they use those words.
And then here's the thing that Dr. Dre said. You know, they were taking you remember what was going on in the 90s when they were steamrolling their CD cases and Eazy-E said it. I'm sorry, he said it. You know, they were steamrolling the NWA CDs. And he said, I don't care. They had to buy them. You know, they bought those to do that. So are we the old guys now to say, well, this type of music or is not really
no.
music or,
I don't think
this
that's
type of art?
That isn't being a gatekeeper. It's not being a gatekeeper because I can't tell you what you feel when you look at this painting. And I can express what I feel when I look at this painting or when I hear that song, right? I can try. And if you're close to me, believe me, you'll know that like if I get really excited about a song, you got to hear this. You got to hear this. It's oh my God, it's so good. It's like amazing. Like, and I'll get excited about it. But I can only go so far about telling you my experience. You have to experience it for yourself. So I can't be a gatekeeper. But there will be times where I'm like, you don't like that song? You stupid. You don't understand.
That's what he'll do. Oh, man, you crazy.
Amazing. You crazy.
That's what Gary said to me when I said I didn't like Dave Matthews Band.
Oh
He's
no,
like, man,
that's
you
not
stupid.
That's not craft or art. That's crap. And
Well, see, he get just like I don't like Elvis
you don't like Elvis
at all.
Yeah, he did take a lot from black culture.
Uh-oh.
Now I ain't going. Look, I love Elvis. Hold on, are you an Elvis impersonator?
Yes.
Wait, no, don't. Why'd we say that online?
Because I just figured
that
out,
was a long time ago.
I just figured out who you are.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I did.
What are you talking about?
I know.
No,
You know, Monstercade is like. Hold on. So
you.
Look,
I don't want to steal any more from black culture than has already been stolen. So we should stop this right here.
Believe me, I can fully attest to the fact that you were not stealing anything from black culture. I'm looking at you right now. You good?
Well, I don't know what the hell that meant, man. What the fuck? What does that mean? Hey, pass me the ripple. Pass me the ripple. I will steal from black. Give me the ripple. Give me the ripple.
Right now. Somebody get that man a bottle of
Well,
Ripple.
this is the thing is, have you ever heard of Ren Elvis?
Yes,
Boom!
yes, I have.
So
yeah.
Ren Elvis. So when Monstercade first opened up after the. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you right quick. Ren Elvis. From when Monstercade first opened up after the pandemic, we were so happy that we had to have a special guest. We had to have the first person to inaugurate that night our stage to welcome us back into like having shows again indoors. Ren Elvis is a 4'9" Filipino man who looks nothing like Elvis, can barely speak. Well, he speaks English. He speaks pretty well, but he has an extremely thick accent, and he sings off key with a Discman. Like no joke.
This
He'll bring a
sounds
Discman.
amazing, man.
Oh, it was amazing. So I had heard rumors about this guy. I didn't know he existed, but he's in Charlotte. I got him to come from Charlotte to inaugurate our stage. We have a bathroom right next to our stage. We put in smoke machines and strobes, and we had the bathroom door fly open during, Elvis's like, the 2001. Yeah.
Rock Zarathustra, yeah. 2001 Space Odyssey.
Yeah,
it comes from there. I'm not such a nerd. Yeah, it's actually from. I'm also a film geek. Okay. So go ahead.
So like, yeah, exactly. Din, 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 like the Ric Flair anthem or whatever. And he opens up the door, and like there's smoke, and like there's a 4'9" Filipino overweight man. He's old as hell.
Oh, that's bullshit.
And he went up on stage and played. It was the most amazing thing. We just had a conversation about in August having an Elvis Fest for his death.
What he. Well, for
Elvis
death.
Elvis
I was like, I thought you were going to say,
I know.
Rest in peace, Ren Elvis.
Not Ren Elvis. No, not Ren Elvis.
No, he's got an Instagram page, right? And
Ren
TikTok
Elvis?
Yeah.
If he doesn't, look him up. REN Elvis.
Yeah.
It is amazing. He sent me a message the other day.
That's not. I'm not an Elvis fan, but I respect him more than that shit.
You got to come to that show. You would love it because I know you like little people.
Yeah. And then
he does always talk about how, hey, does he play a little guitar too? Does Prince play a little guitar? Now, does Bono play a little guitar? We
always had the running joke that it's not a party unless a little person, a donkey, and a clown show up.
Damn, you telling the same jokes 20 years later.
20 years.
20 years later.
Look, what we're going to do, I just want to say this. We are going to be, we just talked about it off air, and Carlos and I and David, we talked about we're going to do a live show at Monstercade.
All right. Oh, you put me on that. You're going to put this on the air.
You know what we also said just before the show. Carlos said, "Yeah, I don't believe it until I see it. Like, I'm not going to tell my people I'm on the show until the show actually goes up."
This show still hasn't aired.
So we'll wait. Well, by the time the people are listening to it tomorrow, I gave the date. That's why I give the date.
So you put your pressure on yourself?
Yeah.
So that you
pressure on
can
myself.
Yeah.
That's a good way to
every
work.
Tuesday.
Yeah.
Well, that's why we still meet up. It's not because we want to.
You want to
It's
hang
like,
out?
well,
Yeah.
I mean, we got to.
I mean, why would you come in this basement otherwise?
Oh, I love this
Oh,
basement.
Damn.
This is
the hits just keep on coming.
We love this basement. This
Ren
is-
Elvis.
It is.
Up
No,
next.
this is a great basement. No, I'm just look.
It's not bad. It used to be better. It used to have a ceiling. Once upon a time. Yeah, it did. It did. It had carpet. It had carpet. It had
I like
pictures.
that. This is the dungeon, and we are the dungeon philosophers. And thank you for being with us, brother.
What is this? The wrap up?
Yeah,
Is that
get
what
the
you're
fuck
doing?
off of me.
Wait,
Hey, we want
wait,
to
wait.
thank you for coming in.
Just before we go, because I guess we did. We've already run it 50, unless I edit, which I might. I don't know. You guys.
This is all gold. What are you going to edit out?
It is.
Nothing.
See, you just said it. I told you. Now, last episode, I had somebody. I didn't.
You're like, this is all
I didn't want
gold.
to cut
What we
anything.
doing?
See, everybody that comes on, they're like,
He said this is all gold.
I'm only staying, guys. I got a bitch waiting on me. I got 20 minutes. I got to get outside, and then you start talking on the mic, and you start telling your stories, and then all of a sudden, it's great.
This is gold,
and
man.
that's what people want to hear.
Yes,
people,
exactly.
local people, telling their great
Yeah.
stories. Like,
Well, look.
I had never heard of you before you came into my basement. And now you're telling me stories about Ren Elvis. We got we talked about you two. Did you say you knew Bono? Or
I
did you
don't
say
know Bono.
You
I
know
have
somebody
friends.
knows.
I have friends that are good
Right.
friends
Then
of
you
mine.
find out I have Bono's jacket. Then you find out allegedly that I had done Elvis. Then you know Ren Elvis.
Look,
See, we're all connected,
I love
man.
the fact that you just threw in that whole Bono jacket thing. We haven't talked about any of that. You're just throwing.
Oh shit! No,
There
I'll
we go.
edit
Just
that
throw
out.
it-
I don't want anybody to know that I own.
You know what I own
Yeah.
upstairs? I own
Yeah.
Bono's jacket.
Yeah,
I
but
want
also-
everybody to know.
Yeah, but I also told you I was too fat to fit in it, man, because he's a tiny little. And then so I said he's too tiny.
I didn't
I
know
can't fit his
Bono was
jacket.
tiny.
Yeah, and then
Yeah,
you
he's teeny.
said
He's small.
Does he play a tiny guitar too? Because I love
Oh, we recapping. That's what we
I
doing.
love
Okay.
tiny men with their tiny guitars.
Hey, am I
Yeah, I know.
lying?
That you love tiny men with tiny guitars? No, you're not lying.
I don't know about all that.
I'm
Look,
ta-
it's
I'm
been a
talking
while.
about- you
You've
say
been
he's a
in the
little
theater
dude.
for a little bit.
He said he's a little dude, right?
Yeah.
You little dude, but
Little
what?
dude. He got a little guitar, right?
No,
Come on,
I don't
man.
know.
Stop playing, man.
I
Don't
think
do
it's
me
I
like
think
that.
It's a normal size.
Look at this.
Playing that ding-a-ling.
That dude's Irish.
Yeah.
That-
Stupid.
All right. So we are at. I'm just going to put it out there. We're at 52. So
All right.
where are we going from here? Let's
TDS,
Well,
baby.
I got one last thing I got to ask you though, because I want to know what happened. All I've been hearing about for, I don't know, like a year was your tiki bar that was going to open up, and then
How
I'm
did you
like,
hear
hey,
about
where's
this?
that? Well, we have mutual friends, and
Yeah.
and it was kind of going around
That's true.
town. There's a tiki bar opening up. There's a tiki bar opening up, and then I heard it didn't open up. So
Well, that's the thing is that me and a wonderful team of extremely talented friends were definitely working on that, an immersive tiki bar. There has been a couple of times where Monstercade has almost expanded into different locations. Right before the pandemic, we were super close. We were this close to opening up a Greensboro location. It was going to be huge. But it fell through. Of course, the pandemic happened. I had to walk away from it. But there's been other things that have come up on my radar that I've had to focus my attention on. But now that things are kind of going back to normal, my band reformed, and plus on top of that, Monstercade is doing extremely well. I'm able to refocus on that. So I just did a lecture at the Forsyth County Library.
I heard that. John
Yeah,
told me
last
that.
week,
John,
yeah.
our mutual friend John. I was like, well, why?
Well, I know that's my question too. Why in the world do they want me to do anything? No,
John,
it was for. So there's my friend David J. Brown and his community called Dent of creatives. They do a TED Talks, and so they did a TED Talks at the Forsyth County Library, and I was part of that, doing a lecture on exotica music and spy music, which is another one of my loves. I absolutely love those things.
Yeah, I think he told me that.
But yeah,
what it's about.
it's closely linked to tiki bar culture. So yes, it is going to happen. You heard it here. We do have a couple of locations that we are dead set on trying to get. but it has to be right because again, this I'm not gonna trash our tiki bar that we have downtown, which is a complete money grab and terrible. But
Ooh.
I know. Here we go.
Gauntlet.
Look, I love tiki bars. I think tiki bars are really, especially the more immersive that they are. We're not talking about like the Myrtle Beach ones that just like have a couple of grass huts. I'm talking about like fully immersive stuff that they have on the West Coast that are amazing.
Right.
So there's nothing like that we know of in the state of North Carolina. I know there's nothing except for, I'm sorry, I have to edit that because there just was a new one that opened up in Wilmington. It was done by some of the designers that work for Disney. It is incredible. It was an old theater that they redid into a tiki bar. I'm extremely excited about it.
I'm sure it was the theater that I used to go to when I was a kid.
It might be
On Front Street.
it might be. It's the one that has a stage in the middle, and then there's like a balcony, and like in the middle. That's it. So they redid that into a tiki bar and restaurant. It's really so. I've only seen like TikTok videos and stuff, and it looks really cool. But we're going to be the first of our kind because. The thing is that tiki culture is just made up. It doesn't exist. Right. In fact, Polynesian culture, as we know it, as well as Polynesians know it, kind of doesn't. It's not true to its real form, because what happened was, how much more time do we have?
Well, as much time as you want, because I can edit this down.
Edit it out.
Yeah, dude. Yeah,
I'm gonna cut all of it, but me talking. So it's gonna be.
It's gonna be great. It's gonna be awesome.
What you say? But you talking?
Yeah, just me talking. Screw it. I'll have you guys laughing when I.
Well, no, that's the thing is that tiki culture doesn't truly exist in a real form. It's kind of a bastardization of what South Pacific Island,
culture.
The actual culture is a bastardization of that.
Right.
So I'm not from the South Pacific. I don't have any roots there. My background is Peruvian, and so what I do know is Mesoamerican type cultures, Incan culture, especially from my culture, and as well as you have the Aztecs, you have the Mayans, you have all of these rich cultures from back in the day from Mesoamerica. And so we're going to start the first Mesoamerican tiki bar.
That's going to be awesome.
It's awesome. Fully immersive. We've already, again, I'm working with a very talented group of people. And yeah, it's going to happen in 2024. We're hoping that like will come to fruition, because again, it's been in the planning stages as well as design stages for like 2 years.
Well, there've been a lot of people waiting to go.
It's going to be, and we will not disappoint. If you've never been to Monstercade, we don't disappoint there either. I mean, like it's fully immersive too. If you've never been to MCade, but if you can imagine MCade's older sister that has gone to art school and is a little bit more mature. That's gonna be.
I like that sister
in tiki.
Yeah, I got to get by Monstercade.
Yeah, MCade's great. Monstercade's great.
I always get intimidated, man.
Well, that's the thing. It's
so white.
Look, dude.
Why would I?
That is something. That is something that we hear all the time. That people are intimidated to go.
Yeah.
I guarantee you, and you can read all of our reviews online. Whatever. I guarantee you that no matter how you look, however you feel about yourself, you will be welcome at MCade. Because
so when I have my pocket protector and my nerd glasses,
absolutely.
Let me tell you something. I was there at Monstercade, and somebody walked up off the street and they had a runny nose. And you remember that cat?
Which one was that?
The brother that came up with
that did fire. Were you there that night that he spit fire outside?
No, I wasn't there that night. It was Sarah and I. We was sitting outside, and his nose was running. And
I know who you're talking about. Yeah, all right, I know who you're talking about. I think he was doing some things, and there was a reason why his nose was running. Yeah, exactly. He came up with his cell phone, and he was trying. I was like, man, this guy's coked out of his brain.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, but this is back to what you're saying.
So you would fit right in.
You'll fit right in. It's okay. Your nose can be running. Yeah. We'll know exactly what's going on. But you can come in a business suit or a bear costume, and people will not bat a lash.
That
Guaranteed.
Sounds like a good place to go in town.
It's the place to go in town.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
All right. That's my invitation. Now I go. Do I get to sing?
You will do something.
Oh no, I'm not.
No, of
trying
course.
To plug myself. I just put him on
Elvis Fest.
No.
Elvis Fest. You got to come up on stage on Elvis Fest.
No, I'm retired, man.
Nah, man. Elvis can't leave the building yet.
Elvis. I always said since the cat's out of bag. When I was young, well, our mutual friend, she'll tell you I was great. I don't know. That's like any
She
art.
did.
That
She talked very
yeah,
highly
I'm
of you.
sure but you know, everybody's got
Have
their
you
own
not heard him
take.
sing?
Let's see. Let's hear.
yeah,
Let's hear.
yeah,
He
Let's
didn't
go
know.
ahead.
He
Let's
didn't
go
know
ahead.
who the hell I was until.
Well, you know,
He
that
didn't
stuff.
know who the
15
hell I
minutes.
was.
Give me a little more warble. I need a little more warble, man. A little more warble.
Go ahead, sing it.
No, I'm not saying. But no, I appreciate the plug there, the butt plug that you just shoved in my ass. Thank you so much, guys.
I was just saying that how great you were. You mean you need to see this cat perform live, man.
No. Anyway, let's not. Yeah,
right.
jazz hands. Jazz hands.
Let's stop. sucking
That
each other's-
white dude can jazz hand the hell out of you on stage. So, and I can. I put on the white glove. Yeah.
But you left
I
out
flash
the
'em.
the most important part of the whole thing.
What's that?
You in a Santa Claus suit.
Were you singing Santa Claus?
I mean, it was called White. It's called White Christmas.
Oh, they had that
it's
right.
a musical. You know what? That was well done. I'm gonna give it that. That was well done. He called that race.
Hey, look, we got
that
two
race
minorities.
called right.
When's the last time you had two minorities on this thing?
How many times I got to say on the show? I'm Sicilian, man. That's a minority.
Oh,
That's a minority.
yeah, they almost black.
Okay.
Good enough. Good enough
Yeah.
for me.
And you've been
Yes,
oppressed
sir.
as a Sicilian for.
Yes, sir.
For a long time.
Exactly.
For a long time.
I've had a steady job as a Sicilian for.
Man, you guys got better jobs than me, and I'm taking the whole beat for the oppressive white race. I dig it. I dig it. You know what? It's about time.
When you say you dig it.
It's about time that you make one man the representative for a whole race.
whole race of people.
A whole race of people. I'm just like Donald Trump. I'm just like him. I'm just like every rich.
Man, I knew this shit
Have
was
you
gonna go
seen
off
my
the rails.
basement? This says white privilege all
Yeah,
over
all
this
the
place.
place. No,
I mean, apparently my house has a homeless guy waiting out on the front stoop.
It does.
Stoop.
He said he was going to be there until 10, so we got like a few more minutes.
and if you mess
Stop.
around, he'll stoop you. You know.
Yeah, there you go. All right, so let's recap since I am in control of the time here. So we're 1 hour, just in case you were wondering.
Okay.
But so recap real quick. Well, what would you like to say? One, come to Monstercade. Even though that's the last thing we said, hey, why don't we make it the first thing we say again? You know?
That's right. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. End it right there. On
And
the,
it, Monstercade. But what's coming up soon?
So what is coming up soon? We have, well, if you hear this right off the bat, like on Wednesday, we have a freak show. The Cutthroat Freak Show is happening on the 28th, which is going to be wild. We got a bunch of clowns that have, no joke, like
Why
that.
is it always the clowns, man? Why is it always the clowns?
Look, I told you, it's a party when a clown, a little person, and a goat shows up.
Send the clowns.
See, there we go. There he is. That's his audition.
That's it.
You said a little person, a goat.
A little person, and a clown. That's a real party.
So we,
What the fuck is wrong with you, man?
so we got Monstercade, we got clown show coming up.
We got a clown.
we got your
Amazing.
band.
Cutthroat. So yes. Also, there's a ton of stuff. So just if you go to, if follow us on Instagram, Monstercade_bar. That's we're really active on Instagram, Facebook too, Monstercade Bar. Or you can follow me at Bocanegra Music because Bocanegra did also my Exotica band, my old Exotica band, which plays tiki type stuff. It looks like it's coming back into play pretty soon here. Los Anacondas del Amor. But you can all find that on Bocanegra Music on Instagram. Bunch of stuff. So you have to have me back, obviously.
Well, we are,
for your
especially when
ratings.
you open this full immersive Polynesian tiki bar.
No, not Polynesian.
Bees.
Oh, that's right. I put my white spin on it.
Mesoamerican.
Mesoamerican.
Mesoamerican tiki bar.
Right.
That's it.
Right.
Sorry, I was active listening earlier. It's just been a long day. It's been a long damn day. I just threw. Yeah, man, we want to be there opening night.
You got to be there.
Yes,
You gotta
sir.
be there.
Opening night.
Now, an Elvis impersonator there, because believe me,
Well, I got the number for Ren Elvis, so we'll get him there.
No, I'm talking about
Tiny
you.
little-
Look, I'm telling you. Look, my dream is to end my career, whatever crazy career I've had in music, as a lounge singer. I totally am going to do it.
Oh, yeah.
That is one of the main reasons I want to start a tiki bar is just to do lounge singer acts.
Well, dude, now
talking
look,
about-
if you want to
That's
do
what I'm
lounge
talking
singing, I'm in because
That's it. If
That's
you want
what
to start
David
doing
does.
that,
Yeah.
you could do it too.
Yeah, because what I said was,
You'll never find another diggling like mine.
oh yeah,
Someone go up in you the
And kiss
way
your booty,
I
too.
do.
yeah, it's been 20
Oh,
years. 20 years. That's it. Glad to bring you guys back together.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I know it.
Not that you ever left.
Let's
No,
make
you
it
didn't
another
leave.
20 years.
Yeah, we want to.
All right, so check out the Tiki Bar. Check out.
Oh, no, check out Monstercade. Tiki Bar will have it.
Monstercade.
but
Sorry,
yeah.
sorry. Again, active listening.
Oh, no, you're doing good.
Monstercade
Yeah.
_ bar.
Yeah.
See, I got it. See,
Mon-
that
yeah,
active
there you go.
listening, that shit, those skills come back in.
Yes, sir.
And then, are we going to do it?
Yes,
Is
sir.
it time? All right.
Yes, sir.
You can do sing
Sorry.
and dance?
No, it's worse. So it's or better. It's better. It's time for our every week we have a segment.
Yes.
And Gary gives us a topic, and unfortunately you're at the end, so you have to be here. If you would have left, you'd skip it. But
Very good.
you're here.
That's all right. I got people waiting for me outside near my car, so it's all right. I'll
Yeah,
stick
my
in
brother.
here. Safe.
My brother
It's
is
safe
keeping
in
him
here.
safe. All right, you ready? It's
We're ready,
time
let's do it.
for that dumb shit. Yeah, okay. Give it to us.
Carlos, David, I just want you to know this is a real problem. And the issue is Polaroid cameras. Now, you say, see how you're looking at me? What's the
wasn't
problem with Polaroid? With the flash? There's been a new study that's out that says that the flash on top of Polaroid cameras is dangerous. And the reason being, I am a victim of this subject. So the vintage.
Yeah.
Hold on, man.
Yeah, every time. It's an anecdotal story that's a problem for all of America.
It is.
Keep going.
All right. The vintage Polaroid cameras are coming back. And I just want people, I want to get a PSA out to people to let them know the cubes that sit on, the flash cubes that sit on top of these cameras, the Polaroids, are dangerous.
Why?
Because they create third-degree burns.
Why?
Because when people put it against your skin and they hit the button to take the picture, the cube and the flash heats up.
Well, see, I don't understand why you didn't know not to touch it. Because remember when you were a kid with your Ripple in one
Sure.
hand and you had the flame like
Right.
bomb that goes off with the camera when you had to stand still for 30 seconds? You should
Right.
be used to not touching the flash.
Well, see, here's the thing. I'm glad you brought that up, David. And I'm going to tell you why. Because I know a guy that burned me with one of these damn things.
With the Polaroid recently?
No, it's 40 years ago. But it doesn't matter.
Wait a second.
It doesn't matter.
It's going to.
Yeah, well, listen, let me tell you. Let's call this guy, let's call him Jeff. Okay? So Jeff is sitting there hitting the Polaroid camera and the flash. He said, hey, come here, dude. Let me put this against your skin. And he left a permanent mark on my hand, which I still carry to this day. So I just wanted to know how high was this guy, Jeff, to sit there to think about this. You burn somebody with a Polaroid camera. How do you do that?
Well, I had an uncle that burnt me with a cigarette.
Well,
But then again, they did get rid of cigarettes mainly, so let's do that to the
we talking
Polaroid.
about child abuse. We ain't talking about that shit.
Well, no,
I'm
I
just
didn't
talking
say,
about
well,
you-
who said I was a child? That was last week, man.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
He didn't touch you too, did he?
Why you got to go into that?
No, I'm just
That's
saying.
private matters. That has nothing to do with you.
Did he touch you?
Again, that has nothing to do with you. That's Uncle.
I shouldn't ask that.
That's Uncle Henry you're talking about.
Oh, I'm just. What was he high?
Beloved Uncle Henry.
How
he
high?
high?
Do you have to be, Uncle?
How
Not
high?
very high. He doesn't smoke. All right. Anyway, apparently the dry humor doesn't go off on you. Anyway, so
Yo, but I'm just saying.
I don't know what you want me to say here. I don't, because one, Polaroid flash bulbs, the little cubes, they don't
Yes.
exist anymore.
they
don't
do.
make-
They're
no,
coming back. It's a
no,
vintage.
no.
Yes, they are. They're selling.
LED. They're not going to have the same heat that they used to have.
And you know, they say those things get so hot that it can get hot as vegetable oil.
What? What? If vegetable oil's not hot.
Y'all
So
ruining
heat it.
my interview, man.
I know. It's
So
not
I'm
hot.
just saying,
It's
wanna
not
say-
hot until you heat it.
I would just want to say, how high do you have to get to think about burning someone with a Polaroid camera?
Well, how high was Jeff at the time?
I knew. Well, listen.
No, it's an easy question. How high was he at the time?
He may have been pretty high.
Well, that's exactly the level.
And you know
of
what?
high
He
you
went
need
to
be.
West Forsyth. You know that?
And why you got to bring him up the alma? That
I'm
has
just
nothing
saying.
to do with it.
I'm just saying
That
he
has
went to
nothing do
West.
with it.
Only people that West. But I'm just saying,
The Reynolds.
everybody,
The
everyone
Reynolds.
needs to be careful with these things because they're coming out and people are using these things again. So this is the issue.
Again, it's
Just be careful. Don't
Hey,
get high.
It's not the same flash.
It's not.
It's not.
You don't think it is?
It's not. No.
I saw the picture. I can understand. And if you,
It was on the internet.
yeah,
It was on
so
the
it
internet.
got to be true.
It was in. It was on.
Now, see, I tried to make this a partnership.
Okay. Again about that. I'm glad that you gave me the advice, by the way, because you're like, yeah, no matter how well you guys like each other now, yeah, it's great you're having the show. When we first started this, he's like, now, David, no contracts, man. We're just shaking on it. I was like, yeah, I know what that means. That means when it makes a profit. I'm getting sued. He knows he's got the lawyers. I don't have the lawyers.
Who?
You.
Oh,
Are you active listening right now?
No, I'm not.
See, that's the
No.
problem. You should have made it not the GD. It's about GD time. It should have been DG time. Your name should have been first.
Well, that doggone time.
That doggone time. There you go. That doggone time.
That dog.
That does sound more white. Yes. Yes, it is. It's about doggone time, kids. Kids, listen to our show. That frickin'
And
chucklehead.
get Aunt Bessie up and tell her to put on the good drawers.
Oh, Lord.
You know, white people don't use drawers.
Okay, that's
White
where
folk don't
that's
use washcloths.
What?
That's a
What?
thing. Now that needs to be your next
What?
segment of like
Why do you-
news of the world.
Why do you need a washcloth?
See?
You have a perfectly good finger.
Boosh.
You know,
What is it?
you know what I'm saying?
Look, I told you, man. White
Little
folk don't use like washcloths. Do you have any washcloths upstairs?
Do you want to go through my linen closet?
No, you can bring one down though. Which,
You look, what happens when I bring you down a stack of them?
then you got somebody in the house.
Now, I didn't say they've ever been used. I said, do I have a stack of washcloths?
Okay.
Okay. All right. Well, hey, that's our show, everybody. Thank you for coming to the dungeon and paying attention. Carlos Bocanegra, everybody.
Yes,
Give
yeah,
it
thank
up.
you.
Round of
Thank you
applause.
guys. Thank you guys for having me.
Yeah.
Gary and David,
Come back.
Good job. Good job.
Yes.
That was great. That
Come
was
back
great.
again
Thank you.
soon.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
When you watch all of our episodes, and
All of
listen
our
to
episodes.
and you know
Look,
what you're getting yourself into.
Now I'm going to be really excited. I'm going to go home and
Once he's on it, once he's on it, it's like, all right, now
Yeah, it's
listen.
all right,
I'll listen to
yeah.
that one
I'm gonna go
episode I
home
was
and
on.
work one out.
I'm gonna go. Yeah, exactly. God, I sound so good. That. Oh God, that microphone. What the hell was that?
True. Yeah, that's true.
That microphone was so soft.
No, and it's true. I'm going to go home, listen to everything, go sleep. So,
There you go.
Sounds groovy.
yeah.
All right. Well, we got to pump it out. We do some music I didn't pick, just in case he doesn't like it because I'm the white guy. I'm
I
getting ganged
don't
up
care.
on.
No,
here.
look, you know,
I don't care.
what are you going to put on some Dave Matthews?
No.
Yes, we are. Nah, same as the intro music, but you gotta sing along. It is now tradition where you have to add a little beat, a little whatever you want to do.
Go ahead, man.
You'll catch
That's
on.
it.
Beat them
Here we go.
skins.
You ready? Here we go. Stop. Give it to me. Come on, Carlos. Come on, Carlos. There you go. You ain't so white.
Who said I was white? Ain't nobody thinking that.
Hey, that was pretty good.
That was awesome.
Once you got into it. Once you felt
Oh, I
that.
didn't know that was part of the show. I guess I should have watched the show before it came.
Doggone it.